All right, does anyone miss sports?
Nope.
Yes.
I do.
It's about to be football season and we don't know.
I don't care about no sports.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
When does that start? In October?
September usually.
Yeah.
But like the draft happens, or like fantasy draft happens in August.
I was actually feeling really bad for the kids. I just told her this like 2 days ago. Because when I was thinking about school, right, I think a lot of kids are like, yay, no school, Zoom classes. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. You know, they get to take a break. Or I know like for someone like me who has ADD, I need to be in a classroom. But it's also kind of cool to just wear pajamas and learn from home. And then it hit me where I was like, but what about the people that go to school and they need school to succeed and they're not in academia? So for example, if you're trying to get into a D1 school so you can get into the NBA or the NFL or whatever, right? Like, you can't have Zoom practice or Zoom football or Zoom basketball. And like, there's gonna be an entire year or entire generation worth of athletes that aren't able to cross over because of this too. Yeah. And I'm like, fuck, what about these kids? Because there's some of these kids, they're like, I'm gonna be in the NBA since I'm 5. They go to basketball camps, they go to like, they go to like 2 or 3 practices, they play in city leagues all the way until they're like 16, 17, hopefully to get scouted. And I'm like, fuck, there's kids that like, the shutting down of the schools affect them way more than someone that's just trying to get like a 4.0 or whatever.
Yeah, or even the kids who have a shitty home life and going to school was like their only respite.
Yeah, you got like an alcoholic dad or some shit that beats your ass.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm really sad for all the stoners who can't go behind the bleachers and smoke weed anymore because they're home all day.
They have to zoom.
Zoom the green screen the bleachers.
Yeah, bro, but I can't, man.
That's hilarious. Well, a lot of people seem to be very, very sad about not being able to attend live sports events anymore. So to the point where now fans are paying up to $300 to get cutouts of themselves to be
Sitting in the seats.
sitting in the seats at the Dodger Stadium.
What?
Started.
Where are they getting this money, dude? Aren't people out of work right now? Like, whoa.
Oh, who they're giving the money to?
No, where are they getting this money?
People that are getting unemployment, they're getting good money, man. $600 a week.
Some people are getting $900 a week.
Whoa.
A week?
Yeah.
A week.
I know people are like, well, I'm making more than I made.
Yeah, I ain't going back to work.
That
Yeah.
happened to me when I got laid off of my restaurant job in like 2010. I was making more money on unemployment than I made at that job. So I was like,
Wow.
what's the incentive?
It's about to run out though.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna stop like this month.
What? Crazy.
Oh, don't worry. They'll just keep printing money, dude. It'll be fine.
I hope so. I want people to pay.
Now I'm not worried.
Right?
Nothing could affect it.
That way, people who hold assets get to accumulate more wealth.
I know.
While they drive down the dollar for everybody else.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, it's fun. Time-honored tradition.
No, when you were asking me who they were giving the money to, they did actually mention that the proceeds from the sales of these cutouts will benefit the Los Angeles Dodgers Foundation. So,
Who does that benefit?
For advertising more baseball.
I know.
That'd be so sick.
I was looking at the map the other day and it said Dodger Stadium currently closed. And then,
Damn.
so I'm like, oh, they're actually playing games still. But
Oh,
they're
yeah, they
close
were-
to the public.
yeah, they're fanless.
They should at least have like some sort of like crowd cheering ambiance. Like how weird playing
Sound.
silent games.
Yeah.
Oh, like almost like a laugh track, but a cheer track.
Yeah.
I think some countries have that, and they're like, it's kind of weird.
Well, because like Chargers games, they have that because there's not enough Chargers fans, so they amplify the sound with like cheering.
So they did that pre-COVID.
Dude, the Atlanta Falcons did that a couple years ago. They were piping in crowd noise to fuck with teams who
my
came
God.
in. So like, if you're trying to call signals at the line and you got too much crowd noise, it fucks with you. That's what home field advantage is about. But Atlanta Falcons fans don't give a fuck about the
Exactly
team.
what it was. That's what it was like when we saw the Chargers versus Green Bay game. Oh, and Chargers versus Colts.
True.
But there were about the same.
Nobody's fucking cheering for these guys. Where's this noise coming from?
Oh, that's sad.
Very sad. It's also not supposed to happen either, according to rules. But
What's worse, having a crowd that doesn't cheer or not having a crowd at all?
I think it depends. So I've been listening to some fighters, and they're just talking about. So they talk about 3 different comparisons. One, in the American crowd, we cheer a lot, but we're also a bunch of fucking idiots.
Yep.
So we cheer the wrong shit,
yeah.
and when there's something very technical happening in a fight, people are telling, "Get up, you fucking pussy!" So they're cheering the wrong way, and it pisses the fighters off.
Especially when we get drunk.
Yes.
I start cheering at the replays. I'm like, do you see that catch?
So you say stupid shit and it pisses the fighters off, and then they're trying to have a good fight, but the audience wants an exciting fight. So,
Do a cartwheel.
yeah, so there's that kind of stuff, right? And then so some of those fighters are saying that when it's quiet, they actually really enjoy it, but a lot of them are saying their actual favorite is in Japan. So in Japan, the audience are actually very well educated on fighting. So when there's something that's like let's say passing the guard with just like a jiu-jitsu move, something that the Americans went, boo! Everyone's like, oh! Like that. Like it's like because they view it as chess. So they view it as chess, and then they're like, God damn it, this audience gets what I'm doing. Versus
Reminds me of golf, like a golf.
yeah, like that.
I mean, dude, we are very stupid people.
We're fucking stupid.
I mean, think about Think about what we do to the poor Buckingham Palace guys who are just supposed to. They're like, you moving? Are you gonna move? Like we are fucking stupid.
I'm not touching you. I'm not touching you.
Yeah, like I hate how there's like so many stereotypes about Americans but mostly I just hate that they're true.
So true.
Hey, we like to party, all right?
Universal.
We like to party.
I mean, especially now with this whole pandemic too, I'm like, damn, it's embarrassing.
Dude.
Just stop it.
We're so stupid.
I think I would prefer an empty audience than an audience that just stares at me and doesn't
Because
cheer.
one's personal rejection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See you?
Yeah.
Don't like you.
Or else, I mean, right now I can say like, oh, it's because of Corona, no one's here, yeah, you know? But then if someone does show up and they just blank stare at you and it's not a cultural thing, I'd be like, what the fuck?
That's a loser's mindset, Joe.
Is it a loser's mindset?
Yeah. You gotta be like, no, they will cheer.
I'll make them cheer.
I'll make them cheer.
It blindsided me though.
Wait, you got booed or what?
No, like I'm an athlete, you know, and then I'm performing, and then I'm doing my thing, and I look up at the crowd, and then they're going.
It blindsided you in your
His
head.
imagination.
Yeah.
Okay.
In my performance. So I'm like fucking running, and I do the fucking go, right? Fucking
What sport is this?
That's sport.
Football with soccer?
right?
Dude, when I was a kid,
I ran over the football line. Go!
It's touchdown, dude.
Yeah.
That is his sport. It's a different sport.
Oh, maybe he's talking about football.
Yeah, it's a football. It's world football.
So he's carrying the soccer ball.
You go!
He goes, go!
Rugby.
when I was a
So I
kid,
cross it, and then when I look up at the stage, no one cheers for me.
that's hard. That's hard. That happened to me, but in a different way. When I was a kid, it was a soccer game. I'm kicking the ball down the field. I'm hearing everyone fucking shouting and shit, and I'm like, hell yeah! I look at the goalie and I fucking kick it in, and then I'm like, oh my god, that was my goalie.
Oh my god.
That's why everyone's
And I scored on my own team. 100% true story.
That happened in an episode of Full House. I didn't know that people could actually be that dumb.
Hey, we're all Americans. It can happen.
I was like 7. But you don't forget that shit.
At least you were cute.
I know.
I wasn't that cute. I was too tall.
Ew.
I was too tall on a little kid body.
Ew.
Should have been a
Awkward.
goalie.
Awkward.
Do you think it'd be really awkward if we had a live audience for this show?
No, I want to do that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, I think it would be great.
No, I mean like if they don't laugh to your jokes. They're just like,
Oh no, they'll laugh.
See?
Winner's
we
mindset.
Why don't they just not laugh in your head?
Then I'll be sad. No, I'll be blindsided. I'll be like, what? That was a good fucking joke. They laughed. What the? Oh, they're just shy. That's what happened.
You're
It's always their fault.
You're like a really good stand-up comic. Like I love seeing that shit at a show. That was a good fucking joke. Hey,
oh, that's the cringiest shit
that was a
ever.
good fucking joke right there.
You don't have a sense of humor.
You guys are rough.
Yeah.
It's so awkward.
So weird.
I like planning your blindsided though. Like, okay, and then I'll be blindsided, and then
I'm shocked. You never had a flabbergasted moment in your imagination?
Don't plan for them.
You can't plan, right? But then
otherwise it's not a blindside.
it is.
I'm gonna walk down this hallway and I'm gonna be surprised over there.
I am surprised. I make a shot and it's like, go! And then I look up and then
But in your mind,
and I'm
Make
like,
the shot this way now.
and I'm like, why didn't they say yay?
but you could change them.
In your head.
In my head, yeah, but it's not fun when it works out
What I
perfectly.
like about you though is that you're flabbergasted, surprised, but at the end, the conclusions, it's always their fault. They're either shy,
Obviously.
they don't know what's going on. Like that's dope. Good for you,
You
man.
are that stand-up comic.
Yes. In my mind.
Narcissistic projection.
In my mind.
Dude,
Not in real life. You can't do that in real life.
Dude, you know what is weird though? Is in dreams when they tell you some shit and I'm like, that's some real shit. Like, that's some real ass shit.
Like what?
Like, I can't think of a good example right now, but a couple times I've had epiphanies where like the person told me like, you're not meant to know right now. And I'm like, oh shit. Like this thing I've been thinking about this whole time. And I'm like, hey, what happened? And they're like, you're not meant to know. And I'm like, I wake up from the dream and I'm like, I'm not meant to know.
You never argue with that person?
No, I tried.
Oh.
I was like, but tell me I need it. And they're like, some things are better left unsaid.
That's true.
Fuck, they just spit some real shit at me. But it's really my mind saying that, but I don't.
How come when you wake up from a dream, it never sounds as beautiful? Like the other night, I had to wake her up to go to bed because she's falling asleep on the couch, and she's like, "Am I an avocado?"
I talk in my sleep.
She's like dead serious about it too, and I've learned over the years because when we first got together, I'd be like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Right? But if I do that, then she's like, "Oh my god, like, are you serious? Like, I just said the most fucking normal thing ever, and you're asking me what am I talking about?" So then I was like,
She's so matter of fact that you think you're wrong.
Yeah, right. So that's because she's very intent on it. So she's like, "Am I an avocado?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "How much?" And I'm like, "I don't know, 5? Like, you're 5." And she's like, "Okay." Like, you just have to answer her when she's in
Did
this
she
dream
get
state.
up and then her eyes open?
Yeah. She's fully.
This happened my whole
You
life.
gotta just carry a camera and just start recording.
know,
it.
I
man.
really hate when people laugh at me, apparently.
Yes.
In your waking up.
And you don't even remember any of these
I don't
things.
remember any of this, but when people recount it to me, they're like, they start laughing and they're like, yeah, we laughed because like it was ridiculous, but then you got really fucking pissed.
She fucking hates you.
And I even yell at them in gibberish. I'm like, yo, clowns, you're in the walls in the closet, Kay?
Antarctica.
She's like, don't make fun of me. Shit.
Dude. So yeah, it's almost like a party trick because she falls asleep at people's parties all the time, and then she does this shit, and then fucking she kills the room.
Because people are like
everyone's laughing,
shocked.
and then she kills the room because she scolds them for laughing.
You're just channeling your inner crackhead. That's all it is.
Yeah,
You
basically.
both are hilarious when it comes to sleeping, because then you'll be sitting there
Oh yeah.
like this.
he's got to have some alcohol in him.
Yeah.
Well, he's sleeping like.
He's literally like sleeping like this.
He does not like to admit that when he's drunk.
No.
And he does the same thing. And he still tries to have normal conversations. He's like, the astronauts know what I'm talking about. And it's like, all right, you gotta go to
If
bed.
anybody did, it would be astronauts.
Now I want to record what happens when both of you fall asleep because it feels like you guys have a random conversation.
Oh, that'd be so
Astronauts and avocados.
We're 2 peas in a pod, dude.